एक साल से it's been a nightmare for me. Our soldiers, especially overseas, are becoming, as India is rising and becoming bigger and bigger in the international diaspora, our soldiers are becoming targets overseas over and over again.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Savera. I'm Shefali. Actor and former Miss India Celina Jaitly has expressed deep gratitude and cautious optimism after the Delhi High Court took note of her petition regarding her brother, Major retired Vikrant Kumar Jaitly, who has been detained in the United Arab Emirates for over a year. In a heartfelt social media post titled "Standing for a Soldier, a Ray of Hope from the Delhi High Court in the case of Major Vikrant Kumar Jaitly," Celina described the court's response as a ray of hope for her family after months of uncertainty. Sharing photographs of herself with her brother, she called the court's decision the first encouraging step in our long battle for justice, adding that it gave her faith that the system was finally responding. The Delhi High Court, led by Justice Sachin Datta, issued a notice to the Ministry of External Affairs and asked it to submit a detailed status report within 4 weeks. The report is expected to outline the steps taken so far to provide legal and medical assistance to the retired Indian Army officer. The matter is scheduled for further hearing on December 4. Celina's petition alleged that her brother was abducted and unlawfully detained in Abu Dhabi more than 14 months ago. According to her, despite repetitive appeals, the family has received little clarity about his condition, legal status or access to legal representation. Her counsel, advocates Raghav Rakkar and Madhav Agarwal, informed the court that Major Jaitly has been working in the UAE since 2016 with a company called the Matidi Group. They said that his health has deteriorated significantly with signs of cognitive decline and that he had no verified communication with his family for over a year. The Ministry of External Affairs, in its submission before the court, confirmed that consular access to Major Jaitly has been granted for 4 separate occasions between May and September till this year. However, the family maintains that the information provided has been limited and that his continued detention lacks transparency. In her emotional statement, Celina Jaitly emphasized that his struggle extended beyond her family's personal ordeal. "This fight is not only for my brother, but for every Indian citizen who is detained abroad without access to fair legal representation or human treatment," she wrote. Now, she appealed to the authorities to show accountability and compassion when dealing with such cases, urging the Indian government to strengthen its mechanisms to protect citizens abroad. Celina's calling the court's word a lifeline. She said it was the first time she had felt genuine hope that her brother might receive justice and the dignity that deserves. The case has drawn public attention to the challenges faced by Indian nationals detained overseas, especially those struggling to obtain legal aid and consular support in foreign jurisdictions. She appealed to the authorities to show accountability and compassion when dealing with such cases, urging the Indian government to strengthen its mechanism to protect citizens abroad. Calling the court's word a lifeline, she said it was the first time she had left genuine hope that her brother might receive justice and the dignity he deserves. The case has drawn public attention to the challenges faced by Indian nationals detained overseas, especially those struggling to obtain legal aid and consular support in foreign jurisdictions. Listen to what she and her lawyer has to say on this.
एक साल से it's been a nightmare for me. That's all I will say. I'm very grateful for today's judgment, and our soldiers, especially overseas, are becoming, as India is rising and becoming bigger and bigger in the international diaspora, our soldiers are becoming targets overseas over and over again. And I think today's judgment will really help in bringing him back, and I'm very grateful to Raghav and the entire team here for this order.
You yourself also a UN equality champion. So what is the response of authorities in India and abroad?
We will get to know. At the moment, it's best that they speak on my behalf. Yeah, let's wait for the status report. Thank you so much.
Thankfully, thanks to Justice Sachin Datta and cooperation from the government side, we've been managed to secure a very good order. Now, a nodal officer has been appointed to help the petitioner and her brother communicate, to give him effective legal assistance, to keep us updated on the case status, and eventually, of course, these steps will help us secure his release. I think this will go a long way in strengthening the ties between UAE and India, considering he was, of course, our major general from our army, a special forces officer, and I think the government is going to
So is there
cooperate.
any notice issued for the...
A notice issued, status report, everything. They have to file a status report directing the steps they're going to start taking.
So what is the current status of Mr. Vikrant Kumar?
We had no idea. That is why we filed this petition. Because we have been kept in the dark as to why he was detained. He was detained in. He was first abducted and then detained in Dubai. We have been trying to follow for the last 14 months. Today, thankfully, Justice Datta has passed a great order, and we are very thankful for the government's cooperation. So they did not object. So they've also been very cooperative, and they're going to file a detailed status report. So Major Jaitly will hopefully be out. Ministry of External Affairs. Yes, she was present.
She was opposing your petition.
She was not opposing. She was saying we've already granted some consular access, but then when I said that we want consular access specifically for the petitioner, and we want a more detailed status report, then they were quite cooperative.
So there is no official communication regarding his detention?
There is nothing. We have received nothing. Now hopefully when the status report is filed, we'll know exactly what is to be done.
Because 14 months is a long period.
It's a long period, and of course Major Jaitly was a special forces officer. But we are hoping now, the matter is now listed on 4th of December. So after we have a status report, I feel that we'll be in a good position to further file an application, eventually basically coordinate with UAE to secure his prompt release.
So before his detention, what he was doing, he's a businessman or...
No, so after he retired from the army, he was of course a guarantee award winner. He started his own cyber security firm in Dubai, a very successful cyber security firm. And then one day, from the Mall of Emirates in the parking, he was just abducted. And later we get to know that he has been detained since then at a detention center in Abu Dhabi. And he was a UN peacekeeper as well, so he's very, very well renowned, and so we're trying to get our soldier back. I think
that's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to the Savera. Download the app and follow us on various social media platforms.